Hey everybody, welcome. Episode 23 is here in the room. We got the usual crew, three fine gentlemen plus me, Jake, Corey, Zach, and myself, B-Rad Mo Shizzle.
That siren is perfect timing.
I don't think they can hear the siren. There's a fire right now.
Yeah,
It's called this podcast.
This podcast is fire.
Fire.
Speaking of fire, it's Zach's birthday.
It is Zach's birthday. I already made the joke that he's 19 years old early today, so don't go ahead. Don't do it in the comments. We already did it.
yeah, it's already been done.
We already laughed about it for the past 4 hours.
Yeah, really.
Jack. Zach.
Wow.
Zach, how old are you actually today?
I am actually 24.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Owen Wilson says happy birthday.
Wow. That's a terrible Owen Wilson.
That's the best we got. So, no, what have you done? Anything special, Zach? What have you done for your birthday so far?
So far, my dad made us some his famous breakfast pizza.
Wait, that's a thing?
Oh yeah. So what he does is that he loads it with bacon, sausage, ham, and just all over the place. With
Ham all
just
over.
with cheese and dough.
And
That's
then
all.
you
That's
have
it, though?
eggs.
That's it.
There's no eggs on it?
Nope.
Well, what the fuck kind of breakfast is that?
No, that's what we do.
You eat eggs with breakfast, man.
It was our next one.
Well, then he went out with us.
Wow.
We just came straight from the bars.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
came straight from the bar.
Yeah, we were watching football now. We were drinking beers. I got shot down by our waitress.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
It started off as like Jake and Corey going, Brad, you should ask out the waitress. And then I was like, actually, like, I should probably ask out the waitress.
You're like, actually, they're not.
She's been touching.
She called me a
lot.
liar. You know, the usual.
Yeah, perfect for me. Am I
Yeah,
right?
yeah, right.
Waitresses are not your friends, but tip well.
Yeah, mothers be aware. No, she shot me down. That's all right.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's all right. Just one of the many. Just chalk it up.
Just another notch
Man,
on
those
that. Just
people love them sirens.
But speaking of drinking, so last night I went out into downtown Saratoga,
Yeah.
and this past weekend was the Saratoga Comic Con, and it definitely showed when you went out to the bars, because one of the bars I went to, there was a guy dressed up as Ryu at a bar.
You mean Ryu?
were you? Oh, good job though.
It's Ryu.
It's
No,
Ryu.
it's Ryu.
All right. Well, I never played that game, so
You never played Street Fighter?
nah, not really.
Oh
You never
my
played any
God.
of the Street Fighter games?
I played it like in an arcade.
What
Never
fighting
played
game have you played besides Injustice 2?
Mortal Kombat.
But it's the same thing. What other fighting games have you played?
That's about it.
You played Smash Bros.
I'm not Smash Brothers. I don't really consider that part of
Soul
the fighting
Calibur?
genre. No.
That's-
I don't.
Tekken?
I don't. No, I don't.
Oh my
Smash
god.
Brothers is for babies.
That's what I'm saying. I can recognize that. I love Smash Brothers, but
Smash Bros is awesome.
It's cool.
no, it's just like fighting games didn't interest me until Mortal Kombat X came out, and I have the hiccups.
No, Mortal Kombat X is good.
No, I loved it. I played the shit out of Mortal Kombat X, and I didn't even get it when it first came
I
out.
love Mortal Kombat. I did not like Injustice 2, though, as much as I thought I would.
I liked it. I didn't love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Brad on that one.
I don't know. The story was. I mean, fighting games never have the best storylines because no matter what you do, you're doing the same thing. Once
Right.
it gets to you, you're about to fight somebody.
The first storyline was good. Like Injustice 1, the storyline was good. The second one wasn't as good.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! What Mortal Kombat was it where you played as Liu Kang, and you could? It was like there's like a third person aspect of it where you could like run around the village.
That was
Armageddon, right?
Armageddon, where you could get weapons
Yeah,
and stuff.
it was awesome.
Yeah, that was a cool game. While we're on DC, I went and saw Justice League.
No, don't even get no. We're going back to my bar story where I saw Ryu
Is,
chilling
there,
at the bar.
is there more to the story?
Oh, there was plenty more. So
All right,
All right,
well,
he,
We'll get back to
I
Justice League.
walked in the bar and I noticed. I was like, oh wow, all right, video game character at the
Wow.
bar. Wow. Owen Wilson, third time this podcast. No, but I see him there. He's just sitting there by himself, like having a drink. And so I'm with my two friends, and we go into the back room, and we're sitting there
To do
just kind of.
coke?
We're sitting there by the band. What?
what?
And we're sitting there by the band, and all of a sudden, this woman comes up to us, who's a little bit older than us, at least old enough to have kids and stuff. And she came up to me and showing me her phone. She goes, "I love my son. He's the best." And I'm like, okay, this lady's out of her gourd, and she showing me
Drunk out of
pictures of
her
her
mind.
son. I don't know who she is, but I see her dancing in front of the band, and she looks like, I would have to estimate maybe mid-30s, close to 40s. And she's dancing with this gentleman who looks like he's at least 60 or 70. All he's wearing is a sweater and a Yankees ball cap.
Nice.
So this is a regular that you've seen out.
Yeah, usually. No, this was all. So they're dancing, and all of a sudden she grabs this other guy. I'm looking at this guy. This guy's wearing like a trench coat and stuff, but he has the same exact facial hair as Wolverine. I'm like, I wonder if that guy's like trying to look like Wolverine, like he went to the Comic-Con,
Or is he actually
or
Wolverine?
does he? Yeah, or is he actually Wolverine? He wasn't as ripped as him. He's actually very small and petite. But they start running a train on this woman. Like the old man's in the front, then it's the woman, and then it's the Wolverine. And then out of nowhere, Ryu comes into the frame and gets behind Wolverine.
Hadouken!
And, oh my gosh. And I was crying because I was like,
That's
there's
funny.
no way this is happening right now.
Well, that's like that video that was going around the internet where it was the cow standing outside with a sign that says "Eat more
Oh,
chicken."
yeah.
And then the two chicken mascots come and start beating the crap out of the cow.
And then more cows
And
and then
come.
more
cows and
cows
chickens
come,
come up.
and then more chickens come. It's a funny video.
The best part of that video is where the chickens started losing all their feathers.
Yep.
They
and
just were going
flying
everywhere. Yeah.
That's just like subtle advertising for Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's probably exactly
because
what
the Chick-fil-A mascot is a cow with a
Yeah, and he has the sign that says "Eat more chicken, pizza." That's gonna be my goal, is to slip that into every podcast now. But yeah,
Wow.
no. So I saw Ryu out of the bars last night. And that,
By the way, no, we're not sponsored.
No, we're not.
no, we're not sponsored this time. We were only sponsored for one episode, and that sandwich was delicious.
Mind games.
Brad was
Mark.
sponsored.
Yeah, I was sponsored. It wasn't even the podcast. Don't worry. No, that's all right. First, I got to get sponsored first, and then I'll bring my sponsors to the podcast, and then next thing you know, we're gonna be as big as the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah.
Old man noises.
Dreams.
From Jake.
Dreams.
What dreams?
Yeah, we're dreaming to be as good as big as the Joe
Yeah, but
Rogan
you're saying
Experience.
it like it's not gonna happen.
No, I know it's gonna happen.
We'll get there eventually.
I just like my old man noises. That's all, and so does
Alright.
everybody else.
Can I talk about fucking Justice
I was
League?
about to
now?
Yes,
say I was
finally
going
talk
to
about
lead you
Justice
into it. Have
Alright,
a nice
I saw
transition.
Justice League the movie in theaters now.
Yeah.
It came out on Friday.
Yeah. And how was it?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
So I
Good.
will say that if you haven't seen, there are a lot of callbacks to Batman vs Superman. So if you haven't seen that movie, you should see it before you see this.
Which Batman versus Superman I thought was okay. I was.
I watched the extended cut of BVZ.
I heard that was better.
BVS, and that was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
I hear that one answers a lot of questions that the original didn't.
Yeah, it
There
adds
was a
in
lot
all
of
the
questions.
deleted scenes that should have been in the actual movie, but it makes it like
That was a very long. That was like a 2.5 hour movie, maybe more.
yeah.
Because I remember. Did I ever tell my pee story with that? I didn't pee my pants. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
you did. You did tell the story.
Yeah,
How you had a fucking blue slushy or whatever, and then
dude, I was cramping so bad I had
Yeah.
to pee in that movie. That might have brought down the score for me a little bit. And also the fact that I was like the entire fight scene. I was just like, oh God, here it comes. I gotta keep it down.
So yeah, the thing I like about DC movies is they have a real sense of, they kind of like care about the civilians that are in the area that they're fighting. Like they're very conscious of like, hey, like there's gonna be people around. Like, what are we gonna do about the civilians? Like, whereas Marvel is just like, fuck it, building blew up. There's 50 children dead. Like whatever. Like, whereas DC is like, they go out of their way. There are like small little families like in the fray of like all the battles in this movie that they like.
Maybe that's why DC couldn't step up to Marvel, because Marvel just doesn't give a shit.
Well, I'm a DC guy through and through, so I'll bring you to the fucking.
Jake,
Fight to the death on
I
that.
was gonna
bro.
say, Jake, you got a rebuttal for that? I'd love to see you two go at it.
What a rebuttal
Yeah.
for his DC caring about families.
Yeah. What do you got?
Means they're soft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marvel's heroes are just so hardcore they don't give a shit. They just want to get the job.
What's your
done.
favorite hero, Jake?
Iron Man.
Yeah, but DC is less about like fan service, and it's more like we're gonna tap into nostalgia and bring in characters that not the normal comic book fan has known about. Whereas Marvel, it's like, hey, it's this guy and he's gonna show up, and hey, guess who's back? Fucking Thor's brother. Just like dumb shit
Loki?
like that. Yeah.
Thor's brother.
And yeah.
All right. So Corey, what's your favorite superhero then? Is it a DC or
Well,
is
let
it
me just say that Cyborg is the best part of the Justice League movie.
Yeah.
Cyborg is fucking awesome. But my favorite superhero of all time, I
Go.
don't really know actually.
You don't know?
I don't know.
You don't know either.
I think.
Okay.
Well,
I
I
have
have a
to think
favorite
about it.
villain.
Brad's is the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
We'll just say Spider-Man. All right.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, my favorite superhero villain is Venom from Spider-Man.
Venom's
It's
fucking sick.
hey, and that's Marvel. So
Venom is sick.
Yeah.
Carnage is pretty fucking awesome too.
Yeah, I'd have to say like Green Arrow is probably my favorite DC
okay,
hero.
All right.
Zach, what do you got? I know his.
Are we going DC?
Go ahead, Zach.
All right. What would be
Well,
mine?
both. We'll do one of
Your
each.
watch, Zach. Your favorite, superhero.
Favorite DC. Favorite DC.
No, it's Aquaman.
Yeah, I'd go with Aquaman.
Yeah,
We
he's
maybe
started
DC.
recording when all the sirens happened.
I'm
So-
defending my city. My name is
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Sirens goes when we actually
It's
start
been
recording.
like dead quiet before we started recording, and as
We're
soon
going to
as
be
we-
doing all the testing.
Yeah.
This is what happens when we start recording the podcast in Compton.
When the hell did we get to Compton?
I don't know. I had a couple. beers.
Anyway, so what was your favorite, Zach?
I'd go with Aquaman.
Yeah.
Aquaman.
Aquaman is good in Justice League, but
Fuck Aquaman.
they don't ever fight near water, so he can't really use any of his powers.
So what does he do? He just throws his trident a shit ton.
Pretty much.
Well,
What I've
he
seen.
can jump really high. He can't necessarily fly.
but he
it's
gets
cool.
thrown.
They're-
Cyborg throws him. I know.
Yeah, all of their powers like interact with each other. Where Cyborg can enhance all of Batman's gadgets, and like Wonder Woman helps Aquaman like fly farther, and they all kind of like help each other out. And then I won't spoil.
It's a family movie.
I won't
Aw.
spoil anything, but yeah, Superman does play a part. in the-
You know what? I don't give a shit because that's what's going on with trailers now. The trailers are ruining movies, and it's just I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if
You
had-
knew
if-
I haven't seen the movie yet. I can tell you Superman's probably coming back. Don't confirm or
if
not
you,
confirm
if
it.
you haven't seen Batman vs Superman, you'll just be like, Justice League will just be this weird thrill ride that you're like, okay, I guess that happened.
Explosions are cool.
But if you see Batman vs Superman, this
Michael
is
Bay.
like a canonical thing, and it ties into most of that.
And
Yeah.
you see it, make sure you see the extended one.
Yes, and also at the end, make sure you sit through the credits if you go see Justice League.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of given most now with like most action movies.
Which
have-
is
You
weird,
can
'cause-
thank Marvel for that. Marvel definitely
Yeah,
started
Marvel-
that.
Yeah, totally.
there it is.
Just like how Thanos has like his only screen time ever has been after the credits of Guardians
No,
of the
he's
Galaxy.
been in. I think he's been in a couple of the. He's been in the Guardians.
Yeah, because
I know he's been in that
he
one.
talked shit about what's his name?
Ronan.
Yeah, Ronan.
in Guardians 2?
No,
First
in the
one.
first Guardians, he was telling him.
Yeah, first
I don't
one.
remember him in Guardians 1.
He was.
It was
he
very
mainly,
brief, but he had a scene.
He mainly showed it was like a hologram.
Yeah, it was,
like-
the,
it
it
was
was the
once-
hologram that Ron
No,
was
wasn't he in
talking
his
to.
throne room at one point?
He was in his throne for one of the scenes, but for another one later on, he was a hologram.
Yeah.
But do you know what I'm referencing at the end of Guardians 1 where he grabs the Infinity Gauntlet?
Yeah.
He's like, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
That's like the only time I've
No,
ever seen
and
it.
that you keep saying that's after the first Guardians.
It is.
It is not.
Yes, it
What-
is.
It
What
is
movie was
not.
that in?
It is after Avengers 2. At the credits
I'm
of
pretty
Avengers
sure it's
2,
after
he
Guardians
comes
1.
in and he grabs the Infinity Gauntlet and he goes, "It's fine. I'll do it myself." And it's like a big white room. It's after Avengers 2.
All right,
Do you want to make a bet?
No, I don't, because I'm probably wrong. But anyway, that's the only time I've ever seen.
Because the only reason I'm saying that is because I've seen Avengers 2 a shit ton of times, and I remember seeing that scene a shit ton of times.
Yeah.
So,
Because I'll do it myself.
so speaking of superheroes, I just saw a trailer today for the new X-Men movie.
They're making another one?
Yeah, but it's not their usual type of movie. What this one looks like it's going to be is it's going to be. I don't know how I feel about this. It's going to be a horror movie, but with the X-Men.
That's weird.
No, that could be cool.
Now, is it going to
But
take...
Here's the thing:
What superheroes is it?
none of the main X-Men are in it. There's
Okay.
it's like a bunch of kids. That
Oh,
are,
well, it's the sequel to Logan, is what it is.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's those kids that ran off into
Oh
the
my
woods.
God.
damn it!
It's those kids that, like, the little girl and all those... If you've ever...
It's none of those kids though.
It's none of those kids
From
either?
what I see, it's none of those kids. Like the
Do they
the
all have the
youngest-
same powers as those kids or no?
they didn't show anything about powers. They didn't show the powers of
I
them.
don't think they'd recast.
But,
if they're gonna do
they-
They might all
There's-
be older. That's why they look different, is what I'm saying.
yeah,
But
Disney Channel.
if they didn't
problems.
show any powers, like, I don't know, it's
They
weird.
didn't show any of the kids' powers. They showed like some powers, but none of the kids.
Huh.
Like there's the guy from Stranger Things. The guy who always has the camera. He's in there.
Oh,
The kid.
Jonathan.
So
Yeah.
does Logan where does Logan take place in the timeline?
Logan takes place
It's the most
a few
up-to-date.
years after X3, The Last Stand.
So it's like the latest.
It's like the
that
late.
anyone-
He's an old man.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the oldest.
So
in the
this
series.
movie that you're talking about is like
I have no idea where it goes.
Oh, okay.
There's no real from what I saw, there's nothing that really places it in a certain time frame.
But no, if you haven't seen Logan, I highly suggest watching it. It's a great movie.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I've got the version of it. It's a noir version.
Yeah,
so
so
it's the
it's
whole movie in black and white.
Black and white.
Which I want.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't actually watched it in the black and white version. So I'll have to
I
see
don't
how
know.
that is.
Color was pretty awesome. It's very violent, which
Yeah.
is like
But I'm
weird to
interested
me.
see how
I
it
think,
looks in noir.
man, I don't. Did Logan come out before Deadpool? No, when
No.
Deadpool and then Logan. Right?
Yeah. it was
I think
Deadpool
I feel like
definitely.
Deadpool has kind of broken that. Oh, superhero movies have to be family friendly.
Right.
Where
Because
like
you can't with that character.
Gosh,
now,
Deadpool was
like
so good.
especially Deadpool, and then like when I watched Logan, I was like, this movie is violent, and like thinking
that's
about it, if this was to really happen in real life, this is how it would go down.
That's how the Wolverine movies had to be.
Yeah,
Like they kept trying to make them PG-13 to sort of widen their fan base.
Do you consider Watchmen a superhero movie?
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Well, that movie was not kid friendly at all.
No, definitely
No.
not. But
No,
that
but
also
it
wasn't
was-
Marvel or DC. That was Image Comics.
They
did
also,
Watchmen.
yeah, I was gonna say it's so far away from like where the general population is, like in terms of number one, people who are interested in that kind of thing,
Yeah.
and number two, like what kind of movies they were making. Watchmen was very separated from any other.
Yes, Kick-Ass was in the same boat as that.
Yeah, but Watchmen was good. I haven't seen Watchmen in years, but I
It's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
and so maybe that was like that was the icebreaker. They took
Yeah,
radar
it might
movies,
have been.
which some I guess some could argue if it wasn't for Watchmen, who knows? Maybe they wouldn't have done Deadpool right.
That's true.
But
Because
Deadpool was-
Deadpool, yeah, like looking back at it, Deadpool, if it was PG-13, it would not have been nearly as good.
No.
And now with Deadpool for this past week, the Deadpool 2 teaser trailer came out, and you guys want to see that?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw
Have
that.
you seen the?
Is it
Bob
the one
Ross
where he's in the
trailer?
telephone booth?
No, this is like he starts
It's a
off
new
as a
one?
Bob Ross parody painting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
And Cable's gonna be in the new one, right?
Yep.
Played by
Josh Brolin,
Josh Brolin. Yeah. You know who what Josh Brolin was in?
Gangster Squad.
The Goonies. He was
He
the
was.
older brother in the Goonies.
Oh, great! Wow.
Oh yeah. The
Wow.
Wow.
the stinger at the end of the Justice League credits introduces like a new character from DC that hasn't been in any.
That's
he's-
awesome.
He's a very well known character in the DC universe, but he's never been in one of the like major motion.
Yeah, I was gonna say
theater-
new canon movies stuff.
He's
like
never
that.
been in like the movies or the TV shows.
I can't speak for the TV shows. I don't watch them, but
Oh, okay.
as far as big budget movies in the theaters, he hasn't been in any of them.
Okay,
Which
Sick.
was a nice surprise.
I'll have to go see that then.
But yeah,
Brad, you never answered your own question.
What was that?
Who's your favorite superhero?
Oh, it's Spider Man.
DC. Who's your favorite DC
Oh,
hero?
DC. Does that have to be a superhero? Or can I pick a supervillain?
It can be a
Maybe a
villain.
villain.
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Didn't see that one coming. That one
Or,
came out of
or,
left field.
or Scarecrow.
Scarecrow's awesome.
Yeah, Scarecrow's very cool.
I forgot to say my favorite Marvel hero is Cap. for
Cap. Obviously,
Alright.
mine is Spider Man.
Iron
I'd-
Man's my
you're-
Marvel hero.
I'd go Hulk.
100%.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Hulk.
Would you go? You know what? I take that back. I could definitely see Zach like being a Hulk fan. Zach's always been like a big like power buff. Like I mean, when we played Overwatch, his favorite character is Reinhardt.
Yeah, he plays a tank in every video game.
Pretty much, yeah.
And if there aren't tanks in a video game, he'll
He
find the
he
guy
doesn't
who
like
has
it.
the rocket
He doesn't
launcher.
play the video game.
Yeah.
If there's no tanks in the video game, he doesn't play that
That's why
video
he likes
game.
dinosaurs.
LMG RPG.
Yeah,
That's my class.
LMG RPG. That's pretty good. Speaking of games,
No. I'm trying to see. So there's some other teaser trailers that came out this past week. So we had Deadpool, Incredibles 2.
Oh
It
yeah.
actually looks pretty good.
Dude, I like the first Incredibles.
The first Incredibles was good.
Frozone. Where is my super suit? No, I love the first Incredibles. So
Yeah.
It's been what?
My God, you've gotten fat.
it's
This podcast just turned to us
I
just
think
saying lines. from
Incredibles 1 was like 06, 07.
Yeah,
Roughly,
it's
so
a long
it's
time
10
ago.
years.
Yeah.
At least.
And the baby's only aged like 1 year. So.
Well, remember at the end of Incredibles 1 where like that giant mole guy came out of the ground? And they
Yeah,
were
that
like,
was
oh, not
okay.
this again.
That was funny though.
Yeah.
You think it's gonna, you think that's gonna be the
mole-like
bad guy?
powers.
I'm sure he's going to be in it.
That was actually the Incredibles game that came out afterwards featured him as the main villain.
Did they
So that's
really?
what it was linking to.
Wonder if
Yeah.
that's- wonder if that's canon.
I don't know.
Doubt it. No, Incredibles
That was
a
that was
funny
before
movie.
that was before Disney established the whole canonical machine gun that they have right now.
Yeah. Where they, like, Incredibles was one of the few good original IPs from Disney.
Yeah, and now they're just.
Well, it's like there was a
Can't-
while
can't-
there.
can't-
It was just Disney Pixar was just putting out solid movie after solid movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for a long
what
time.
is- most of that stuff, most of the animated space has been taken by Universal, that studio that made Minions, and
Yeah, I think a lot of
Uh,
it started going
DreamWorks, right?
downhill like
No,
after
it's-
the original
Or is
Cars.
it just Universal?
what is it's Universal's animation team. It's called like Imaginaton or something.
You talking about DreamWorks?
No,
Yeah, I keep saying DreamWorks. Yeah.
it's
DreamWorks
not-
makes
DreamWorks
Shrek.
did not do Minions. I'm
No, yeah, I'm
Here,
pretty
look
sure.
it up.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
DreamWorks did
I
not
don't
do-
know. It wasn't DreamWorks because it's not. You can tell it's a different type of style of animation.
Yeah.
Between like Minions and like
Shrek
Shrek.
was so good.
Shrek, man.
Yeah.
Shrek was DreamWorks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that's what I'm
Shrek
saying.
is
Shrek.
DreamWorks.
I know Shrek is DreamWorks.
So
but like,
there's-
it's funny. It's funny, like watching those movies growing up, and now watching them all as adults. You pick up like the little subtle innuendos that
Oh
they
my-
throw
yeah.
in
Yeah.
the movies. These movies that we grew up with are so much better now that we're adults.
Well,
it's weird.
you realize how much that kids' movies cater to adults too nowadays.
Yeah.
Because they know
That's
that.
why they work so well because they
Yeah.
also cater to adults.
That's why they work so well and they make so much money in the theater because they know that parents are going to take their kids to see them.
Yeah.
And like the parents, like obviously know by now, like like I'll enjoy this movie, like and my kid will too.
he
So
touched a butt.
So this past week, while Zach's looking this up, I have a little sister who's 9 years old, and she's in the 4th grade. And she was telling me this past week how she her class went to the movies to go see this. I don't even know if it's animated, but it was a children's movie. And I don't remember the name of it, but it's basically about this kid who's like deformed and how it's all, the whole message they're trying to get through is to like be kind to everybody. You don't know everyone's story. So eventually after the movie, they go back to the classroom and they've done, they've taken the kids of this movie to help them understand, about being kind and being polite because they're in they're in the 4th grade.
Yeah, they're
And
impressionable.
then so they do this project where you write, basically it's it's a little graphic, but they write their name at the top of the sheet of paper and then you pass the papers around the room. And when you get like, all right, I got Brandon's paper. What is one thing I like about Brandon? Nice thing to write about Brandon. And that's what you do. There's one kid who put in there he put on one paper, it said USUCK. That's how my sister said it to me. So you suck. 4th grader said someone, you suck. And then the teacher was yelling, was like holding the paper up. It was like, this is ridiculous. I spent all day trying to teach you guys to be kind, and now you're trying to say you suck. And then there's like, this is ridiculous. And more kids rose their hands like, yeah, my paper says that too. So this one guy or girl walked around and
the one kid trolled the entire
and then
classroom.
my little sister, she got a different one. Hers didn't say you suck. Hers did stinky suck.
nice.
And
So-
then like another boy got a different one. But yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
That's
You
awesome.
told me that this past week. What do you got, Zach?
So it's Universal Pictures and Illumination Entertainment.
Illumination, that's the name.
I can't picture.
yeah, they kind of taken a grip,
Yeah. But there's 3 Despicable Me's out.
and they're.
And
I still see minion shit all over the
Yeah,
place.
it's
All
all
right,
over the
so
place.
let me ask you this question:
Despicable Me was on just last night.
Who does the best animation? Which animation do you like the best? I'm not talking about quality. I'm talking about like which movies are the best out of all the animations. You got DreamWorks, you have Illumination,
Disney
and you
Pixar.
have
Yeah, I'm
Disney
going
Pixar.
Pixar.
Disney Pixar, yeah.
Well, you can just say Pixar
Yeah,
Well,
Pixar.
but Pixar's own.
because Pixar's made movies without Disney before.
Yeah, I'm going just Pixar.
Yeah.
Pixar.
I think Pixar has a better
'Cause you
track
got,
record.
like,
They have better
Toy Story, Cars.
Yeah, they're
Bugs
actually,
Life.
I
Finding
think
Nemo,
they're the
Bugs
ones-
Life.
They're the ones that are making that one called Coco. Have you seen the trailer
Yeah.
for that?
Yeah.
That
Dude,
was
that's
pretty good.
my dad's dog's name is Coco, and we make jokes that like dogs
Fun
made
fact.
by the devil.
Fun fact.
Is
No,
it a
I like
little? Is
DreamWorks.
it a little dog?
Yeah, it's a little shit.
DreamWorks does have
that's
some good
why.
movies though.
This segues gracefully into the fact that what Illumination Studios?
Yeah.
They're in talks with Nintendo now about doing an animated Mario movie. Did you guys
Really?
hear about
Oh, is that who's doing it?
Yeah, it's the Minions
All right.
people. They want to make a Mario movie, which like I don't know. I can't picture Mario like.
So-
It's not
I-
gonna translate
Pretty much
well.
just imagine the minions as Goombas, and that's
Pretty
going
much,
to
yeah.
be the movie.
Like it's. Don't get me wrong. It's gonna sell. People are gonna go see it, but I don't think it's gonna translate very well.
I will say
I'll see the
though,
Mario movie.
Nintendo has done fantastic work with their localization, where all of the humor. Think about like core Nintendo who made Mario Odyssey. How did they pull off like amusing Americans? Like all of the jokes land so well for the Japanese market and the American market. Like so, who's to say they can't appeal to a mass movie going audience in the United States? So
Yeah,
I'm gonna give them a chance because with like considering they chose one of the major animation studios that is notorious for all our movies like that, I think it's got a chance.
Well,
We'll see what path they take with it.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's gonna flop by any
No.
means. But how many video game movies can you say have translated well to the big screen?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
think
God.
this-
There's none.
None. There's none of them.
There are no good video game movies.
Like I remember, Gears of War
think
movie
how
was in
good-
talk.
Think of the storyline that Halo, had, and think of like that was almost like a softball pitch to them. They could have just hit, all they
But
had to
there's-
do was just swing, and they would have hit it out of the fucking park.
But
And they
here's the
did
thing.
such a terrible job with it.
There's some games that don't need a movie. Like
That's true.
that, their storytelling in the game itself is done so well, so perfectly that
That's very
it's
true.
practically
Plants vs Zombies, Garden Warfare.
no.
no,
I'm
there's
thinking like BioShock.
okay.
But yes,
I think like
Bioshock's hard though because there weren't a whole lot of cutscenes in that movie. You had to do a lot of delving into the story by yourself. So I
Right.
feel like Bioshock would have actually translated pretty good to the big screen because they would have been able to take all those little bits and pieces that people have to look for and present them to you.
I don't know.
Like
But I don't
it's
know if that appeals. Like most people who aren't video gamers don't know what Bioshock is. Where like
Right.
most people who aren't gamers know what Mario and Assassin's Creed
Halo.
is. Even though like Assassin's Creed the movie was terrible and all the Tomb Raider movies are fucking god awful.
The Assassin's Creed movie was okay, except the ending was just.
I thought it was hot flaming pile. of
have you
garbage
seen the
bags.
Halo movie, The Fall of Reach?
No.
No, I saw
Not
that.
good.
It's on my Netflix.
It was like
good.
a TV movie. You didn't like it?
Yeah, what was
I thought it was pretty
what was
decent.
like the 5-part series that came out with
Nightfall.
Nightfall. I watched that.
So-
Nightfall was good.
The TV, I didn't finish it, so that shows you how much I didn't like it. But you're watching it, and I was expecting to watch this and be like, wow, this is supposed to be like a legit movie you'd see in theaters. And I could not even imagine watching that film anything off of bigger than YouTube.
It looked like a YouTube internet film, but if you look at it from that standpoint, it wasn't a terrible thing. Like
You're right, but
it kind of
Just whatever.
like I was saying, it kind of presented the whole Spartan program to people who didn't research it on their own. Like all these kids, they get abducted from their homes, they're raised in labs and stuff, and they're turned into these super soldiers. That's what they are.
yeah.
So like anybody who doesn't delve into that on their own and look for the terminals and stuff in Halo games, it kind of just presents that to you. It's like, hey, here's what all the terminals are about.
Right, but they kind of threw that stuff out because anybody can be a Spartan now.
Yeah.
You don't have to be
Yeah.
abducted and like.
Yeah, because the new Spartan program is like, hey, enlist in it.
Well,
It's
the
kind of like,
Spartan- the Spartan Fives.
yeah,
The Spartan 4s were in Halo 5, right?
correct. I believe so, yeah.
So the Spartan 3s is when they stopped like stealth mutilating people and like that
Yeah.
kind of crap.
Because Master Chief was a Spartan too.
Yeah. And he was
Spartan
like
one son.
the story behind like how Master Chief was raised is fucked up.
He's a
Like,
robot. He's not even a person.
well, he was tortured to the point where he like couldn't feel pain anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how Witchers become Witchers.
And you want to know what's crazy about Master Chief too? I read about it. They actually, in the Spartan 2 program, they would take the people and they'd stretch them.
Yeah,
So that's why Master Chief is like 7 feet tall.
yeah, because his
Oh,
legs are,
really?
like,
Yeah, because he's been like stretched and like
he's been,
tortured.
like, hyperextended his legs and stuff.
That's crazy. Fuck.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fucked
gross.
up, man.
Was there any other movies teased this past week that I missed?
Movie
Those are the
teased?
two.
Oh, Rampage.
Rampage.
Right, yeah.
I knew I was missing
Movie
something.
based off that old arcade game.
But yeah, for those who don't know, what system was that though? Rampage.
I think it was just an arcade game.
PlayStation.
It started off just as an arcade game.
It was on the
One of my,
PlayStation,
yeah,
I think.
I think it was, you're right. It was on the PlayStation because one of my friends had it because I used
The
to play
original
at his house.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
that checks out.
What Rampage was, for you don't know, it was like a 2D side scroller, and what you'd play as a giant animal, which the three
Either
were
a gorilla.
gorilla. There was a crocodile. There was
Some
a
wolf thing.
wolf. And I think there's another one too.
No, it was mainly just the three.
Yeah,
But either way, now they're making
but
the
you
movie.
would. The idea was to just tear apart the city. You would literally climb up a building, you punch out the wall, you try to kill as many people as possible. No, like if you were the wolf,
Oh, I
like,
know.
and you punched out like one of the windows, and there was a woman there, she'd scream, "Ah!"
You grab them out.
Yeah, you
and
just
then
grab them and eat them. So
And then eating people gave you more health and more time, right?
yes, that's what it was. And then eventually, the longer you played, the military would come and start shooting rockets at you and stuff. So yeah, they're turning that in the movie, and the cat did their this age's god actor, which is The Rock,
Yeah.
which he's
He's
done
a
the movie.
fucking action
Does that guy
star
take
to be
a-
all into action stars.
Does he take a break? Because
No.
I feel
Doesn't
like
seem
every
like it.
single time I see a
You
new
want to
movie
know what
trailer,
he
it's starring
kind of
The
is?
Rock.
You want to know what he kind of reminds me of? the way Schwarzenegger was in the 80s.
Yeah, he's going.
He's
pretty
that
good.
kind of
that.
caliber. Like, he's in every single movie, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw the teaser for Rampage, and here's my quick synopsis on it. I think they took a successful movie, Kong Skull Island, and a semi-successful movie, San Andreas, and they mashed them together.
And they had a baby.
And they were like, "Hey, Rock, you want to star in another movie that blows buildings up?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah.
Well, it's from the same makers as San Andreas.
Yeah.
I'll go see it.
The Rock
think it looks
is
good.
The Rock is also no stranger to video games turned into movies. If you remember the Doom movie,
Gross.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
he
right,
was gross.
Doom. I remember that movie.
That was the one that was filmed like the video game, right?
Yeah.
it was terrible.
was
but
no.
The Rock was
I
in there.
loved
It had
that.
like
Oh,
it
that
had
movie's
like
so bad.
it had like a narrative part, but then there were parts where it showed them like picking up their gun and they were like
Yeah, it
walking
showed
around.
it from like a game perspective.
Man,
Like,
yeah,
first
that was
person
bad.
You didn't like that, Corey?
No, that movie
Oh,
sucked.
I liked that movie.
I like The Rock, but that movie was terrible.
I mean, that one. I'm even talking about the. I'm talking like the filming. Like there was a one point near the end where it was just about 10 solid minutes of the one guy like video game format, like just running through, and I loved that. That was like,
that part was cool.
yeah.
You want to see a great video game esque movie?
What's that?
Watch Live, Die, Repeat.
That is a good movie.
That
Hammer.
fucking movie is awesome.
Of course, that
That's
movie.
with Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah, well, it was originally called End of Tomorrow.
Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow, and then I guess there was a movie back in the day that had the same name or something, so they had to
It didn't
change
do
it
well
to
at the
release
box
it on
office.
DVDs,
Oh, that's funny.
and it's called Live, Die, Repeat, and it is essentially a video game in a movie, and
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Interesting. Trying to think. So yeah, that's coming out too. Is there any other movies I can think of?
I don't know. Let's talk about video games though.
Yeah, well, I mean, so one movie that's coming up in the future, Star Wars.
Oh
But
my god.
forget about the movie. Let's just talk about the game now that I put some serious hours into that.
Yeah.
And it's now released out to anyone that didn't buy the $99 version.
Yeah. Star Wars Battlefront.
Battlefront 2,
Two.
Battlecuck 2.
It has 2.5 stars on Xbox Marketplace.
I
It's
bet you a
getting-
large portion of that's because of the microtransactions.
It really is. I actually read, was it an article I read or was it a video I watched that say that like this game might like put a huge axe into multiplayer games because the microtransactions are
I
so
hope
bad.
it does bad for EA because EA is like they're just money hungry at this point. It's,
They are.
it's-
They're greedy as hell, man.
Yeah.
Let me
That's why I'm afraid for the next Titanfall because they, like I talked about last
they
time,
bought
they bought
Respawn.
Respawn.
Do you want me to talk about it first and then do my full
Yeah.
review?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talk
let's
about
talk
that.
first.
So, the net code is. I was hoping it was going to get a little bit better by the time the actual full, public release happened on Friday. It's not. No noticeable difference. It still kind of sucks. I will say, Pro, the maps are fucking beautiful.
They
oh
are.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you can
they-
tell they put a lot of money into
They
it.
did. They
unlimited budget, man.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
when
and they
you have-
expand on every universe. So you got everything from the first three, episodes 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then you got even the newer stuff from episode 7, Star Killer Base, and it's just oh my god, it's such a beautiful game. And I didn't realize I thought I had played all the maps at one point, and this morning when I was playing it, it was just like I played on a map that it just didn't go through the rotation quick, as often.
At least they did that this time around. They included more than 4 maps.
You know the story is canon, right? The campaign is canon.
Yeah,
it's-
it's totally canon.
It's canon, and this guy I work with had a very interesting point. He said, "What if the two people you play as from Star Killer Base, or whatever it is, the Death
What's
Star
Yeah,
well,
they're part of Fire Squad.
part?"
Inferno Squad
Inferno
is
Squad.
is like a Star Wars comic.
All right,
book.
do
Yeah,
I?
No,
all
but
right,
they
hold
they,
on, wait.
They think
Spoiler
that that's
alert.
Ray's parents.
No, that's what I was trying to say.
that's
Spoiler. alert. So this
What
thing
is
is total.
it?
They may have been. They may basically EA may have spoiled episode 8. The biggest question that came from episode 7, right, was who was Ray's parents.
Yeah.
And at one point, I haven't gotten this in the campaign yet, but I did read it. The two members. This is all spoilers, so if you don't want to listen to this, I suggest you skip about 2 minutes in the podcast. The two people in Inferno Squad, the one person, the girl you play as, and then her right hand guy, they end up leaving the Empire to join the Resistance. And while they're with the Resistance, they're questioned, and there's some lines switched back and forth that basically suggest that it's with the right hand man. I think it was Kylo Ren was talking to him. He's like, you realize she's more powerful than you realize. At first, it's supposed to be the girl you play as. But now people are talking about what if he's talking about Rey? What if those were Rey's parents? I mean, because they did join the Resistance,
Mm.
and he ends up dying, and you don't never know what really happens up to the person you
And
play
they'll probably
as.
touch on it in episode 8.
And so she might have been the one who left her on Jakku, because that's where they're found, is on Jakku.
I do think that it's really cool that the size of the Disney canon program, like whatever you want to call it, as spanning across, like they're tying games into movies, movies into games, books into movies and games. Like
Yeah.
I think it's really cool because it makes you want to dive in deep and get involved.
Well, this is the thing. I think so. A lot of people were upset when Disney kind of reset, like, and just said, "This is what's canon. Forget all the other stuff. We're going to tell you what's canon." So anyone that was about, we'll say like my father's age, who's is a Star Wars guy, he was upset because he used to read the books and stuff like that, and now all that they just told like, yeah, it's not canon anymore. That's just whatever.
Well, it's
But-
a matter of keeping track of everything.
It is, and it is a lot. And Disney, now that I get it, Disney now owns it, so like we want to make it us. We don't want
In the
it.
long
This is
run,
our
it does make
thing.
sense.
So I get why they did it, but people like the older were like, no, I don't like that Disney's saying that the things that I loved as a kid are no longer canon.
Yeah, because
But for us, yeah,
pretty much what they said was episodes 1 through 6, and then anything released after this date, boom, is canon.
yep.
Is pretty much what they said. So that means like all the new books, all the new comic books, games.
So first of all,
Everything
we'll
that's
say
coming out
bold
now.
move Disney. Let's see if it pays off, and
Yeah.
I think we'll find out here in the next movie or two if it how well it's going to pay off.
They did get signed for another trilogy, I guess.
They did.
Somebody did.
It-
I forgot what director it was.
So, Star Wars Battlefront 2, though.
There's a time.
Tell us about the progression.
What do you mean by the progression?
Like, how fucked up the way you have to spend weapon parts and...
That's a
like,
loaded
fucking-
question.
Okay.
No, so it's not bad. You can get most games. You can get most weapons through crates. It seems like you can't get all weapons, and some excuse me, I'm having beer right now. Some weapons you can't. Like they'll come with additional parts. Like you can get like a butt stock for it, and you use those parts to turn into a butt stock to it improves the gun slightly. It's still pay to win. I actually think I want to play more of the campaign. I think so far what I played of the campaign, it seems really good. And then now that now I realize like how closely this story is actually going to tie to the movies. It's like now I just want to play the campaign just to give me hints at what's going to happen in episode 8.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've been working my way through the campaign a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
cool. It's real cool.
it is honestly it's a really cool game, and I want to play more of it just to learn about it.
Right.
I see you have your phone ready.
You ready for your 30-second review?
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
I've been waiting for this.
yeah, here it is.
All right, ready?
All right, show the timer to me because I want to be able to make sure.
It's a
Oh my
speedometer.
gosh, it's analog.
No,
Oh,
I'll do
it is.
digital. I'll do digital.
It's a
Okay, thank you.
speedometer.
All right, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
And go.
All right, Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's still pay to win. The multiplayer is fucked up as hell, but the game is, by gosh, beautiful, gorgeous, and I want people to play it for the fun, but it's still confusing. I don't know what to make of it. The campaign is 100%. You gotta at least watch. There's videos all over line. Watch the cutscenes just so you can understand what's going on. So you're ready for episode 8. Hate the loot boxes. Love the style of the multiplayer. Want to play more of the multiplayer, but I hate the fact that I need to buy to be good at it because I'm not good at it right now. That was a little bit.
What was your score?
I never gave a score. Shit. All right.
You fucked up this one.
So
Tune in next week for Brad's 30-second review on Star Wars Battlefront. Maybe he can get it right this
people
time.
get mad when I do this. I use the full spectrum. I'm very strict on my 1 through 10 scale. If it's anything above, honestly, I'm going to say like a 4 is a good game. I just want to make sure I use the full spectrum.
Yeah.
So
you
I'm
want to
gonna-
make sure
I'm
you
gonna
look
say
at
it's-
every little piece of it. And
I would say it's a good game. I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
ouch, Jesus.
But games I played more recently that are better, Mario Odyssey's better, Zelda's 10 times better. Call of Duty multiplayer wise is better, and Call of Duty netcode sucks.
Did you play the campaign in Call of Duty yet?
Yeah, I'm playing through it slowly.
What campaign would you say better, Star Wars Battlefront or Call of Duty?
Call of Duty?
Yeah, for sure.
But
Call of Duty campaign is awesome.
I don't want to. That's not a fair assessment until I'm completely done with it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because both of them I'm not done with it yet. Right now in Call of Duty, I'm at the point where you, spoiler in case you haven't gotten that far, when you lose Zussman gets captured by the Nazis.
Oh wow, so you're way far along.
Is that
I'm not
that
even
far?
there yet.
I'm on the Battle of the Bulge, which The Battle of the Bulge is Christmas 1944.
So I'm just beat the level just past that.
Okay, because the Germans surrendered in like April of 45, so it's getting towards the end.
Yeah. No, so right now, sorry to spoil that for you, Corey. No,
it's-
Zussman got captured, and your guy Red had to if first for a while it makes it look like he actually like went home, like they sent him back to the United States and made him look like a war hero, and then you realize it was all just kind of like him projecting into the future and be like, I don't want to leave yet. So I think he's foreshadowing now that like he's gonna go rogue from the U.S. Army and go find Zussman by himself, and Zussman looks like he just got sent to a concentration camp.
Yeah, I mean that's in the trailers when it shows them getting captured.
Yeah, he's like.
Well,
Red
Red
does
didn't
he
get
say?
captured.
He's
Red
like,
didn't get
take
captured.
He's like, take your dog tags off.
Yeah, because they were looking for Jews.
No, that was that scene was fucking awesome because what they don't show you in the trailer is after he took off his dog tags, you see the one of the Nazis yelling at a guy and he doesn't know he's talking. No, do you want me to talk about it?
I'm not that far.
Okay, it's just a cutscene, but all right, I won't talk about it. I think this. I mean, I'm a big World War II buff too. I like it a lot.
Yeah, the settings alone are just incredible. Like you want to talk about a game that looks good.
Yeah, it does. Oh my god.
You like World War II, huh?
I do.
Yeah,
I really like it too.
it's great. It's a great time period.
Oh yeah,
Wait, what are you about to do?
Yeah, where
What
are
are
you
you
going
about
to
to
this, Jake?
What are you on about?
What are you on about?
I will say that like the one problem I have with the Call of Duty campaign is like loss of life because of human conflict is not really represented as well as it has in past Call of Duty games. Like you remember like No Russian and
Oh
like,
my
and like
God.
the atom bomb and Call of
And
Duty
then at
4.
MW3 where they bomb Paris
Yeah, like
with
that,
all like the
that
pesticides
stuff,
and shit.
That stuff is more impactful to me than the stuff in this game. And this is a fucking
So,
World War
let me-
II game, which
this
is like
is-
the darkest period in human history.
So let me put this out. So at first, which is you're at this part, Corey. When the lieutenant dies.
Yeah, that's the mission I just did.
Yeah. So when the lieutenant dies, they're like, all right, well the sergeant's gonna take over. So for that small squad that they have, that makes sense that the sergeant takes over.
Yeah, that's Josh Duhamel's character.
Yeah. Eventually, he becomes in charge of the entire platoon, which is like at one point
I mean, that was,
it shows like it's 150 people. Now, for me being in that aspect, a sergeant rank in the Army is only an E5. It's the 5th rank. That's not that high ranking. So I doubt out of 150 like people that the highest ranking person's an E5.
unless-
Yeah, but it was
So-
different. It was way different back in
Yeah.
the 40s.
It's still the same rank structure though.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% because I can tell you when you like rank up in Call. Some of them are bullshit when they say like, "Hey, you got Master Sergeant 1." There's no such thing as Master Sergeant 1, but there is a Master Sergeant rank. But from the storyline, because they talk about it, your player he starts as a private and ranks because of one battle you do and you save some guys. He ranks you up to corporal, which that is the next rank. So that's the thing. But like sergeant that's how it goes. It goes private, corporal, sergeant. That's literally. There's no way at 150, 250 people that's the highest ranking. And the only other thing that bothers me too is they were, you know how they had the big red one on is it on their helmets. That shows what rank you're with. The big red one was actually played a huge role in that, like legitimately in World War II.
their
highest ranked person.
after it.
Yeah, well, exactly. So the big red one, their highest ranked person was not a sergeant. They had higher ranking people. Now, don't get me wrong, all their officers were like fighting the wars. They weren't sitting on their backs, telling people to do what. But I don't know. That part bothered me.
See, you want to know what you're man, I know it's weird because you're in the military, but you're thinking that Activision with the unlimited budget they have
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'm
I'm
photo
totally
real-
tearing
and the-
it apart for no reason.
and the photorealism that they're having in this game, they're not going to go through and get the specific ranks right in the battles and stuff. That
bothers me.
I find it hard to believe that they didn't try to do
and
that.
I know I'm a very small, like that's such a
No,
very small
what
aspect.
what I'm saying is like with the budget that they had and the people that they had like researching this time period in this game, I just find it hard to believe that they wouldn't
Get the ranks right.
get the ranks right.
Well, let me put it this way. So like, this
So
is
what
how
I'm
I
saying
know
is I think that they nailed it on the head, and I think you're wrong.
No, they did. But like, I have a friend, like one of the guys I work with. He's in the Army. I'm not even in the Army.
Yeah.
He's in the Army. He's like, whatever. I don't give a shit. And then there's me, and I'm like, oh, it kills me. Like, it's so annoying that a sergeant's running an entire platoon. So,
But anyway,
yeah.
has anybody been playing anything else besides COD or Battlefront?
COD Battlefront.
Well, have you played Battlefront yet,
Mara.
Zach?
Yeah, I played a bit of it. No, I haven't spent too much time on the multiplayer, mainly because my internet's been out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach
Do you
lost his
agree
internet.
with Brad's assessment or no?
Yeah, I'll agree with him on that. I've only been through a few missions of Battlefront 2 from the campaign wise, but the multiplayer.
Did you get to where they blew up the Death Star yet?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got to once they used Operation Cinder for the first time.
Yep.
So we won't spoil what that is, but yeah, it's right after they first used that.
But yeah,
good.
we have.
It's good.
I haven't been playing anything new, but we and you got Wolfenstein 2, so
Yeah, I'm getting that. I know I'm getting that today, but I just haven't.
yeah, I have it
yet.
installed, but I haven't launched it.
And by the time we release this episode, it'll be coming up on Thanksgiving. So keep an eye. We'll say this on the Xbox Black Friday sale. There's already some stuff out right now.
Yeah, there's
For
some
gold
great
members,
deals.
yeah, there's some good ones. I got Just Cause 3 for $16. With everything included, all the DLC.
Oh, that's good.
Plus,
That's
you got
a
the
good
XL edition.
Yeah, which initially is $80.
Right.
It's a good game.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I tried the second one, but I just didn't know what to do.
Yeah, the second one's more of
The
a
third one's a lot
sandbox.
like that,
All right, well,
where there's a
like,
lot of shit to do, and it's like it
It's
can
a
be
s-
overwhelming at first.
Well,
It's
no,
a
I
sandbox.
Yeah,
I didn't know where to go. Like, it didn't give me a specific spot for the
Oh,
missions.
okay, I see
So
what
hopefully
you're
the
saying.
third one fixed.
What
or
my
something different.
my biggest thing is playing that game. Just play through the story mode first off, and then do all the side
It's like, I
shit and
couldn't
do
find the
it.
next story mode mission.
Really?
Yeah, unless I was just missing it.
No, we're all getting 7 Days to Die. It looks like too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
So
only
Well,
$9.
It's $9, and we hadn't played it yet, so we're gonna go ahead and get that, and finally have another game that all four of us can play together.
Mm-hmm.
And
hopefully we'll make
suck
something
at.
out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe we'll use that for a series.
Yeah, maybe. There we go. But no. Before we get to questions, we got a couple things we'll cover. I meant to say this last time. I mean, we'll all say it. We're fans of Rooster Teeth here. We like them, and they had their. Okay. Are you not, Corey?
I enjoy Rooster Teeth. I'm not a fan though.
Okay.
All right.
So
That's
there.
fair enough.
All right. So Corey gave his alibi, but they had their extra life stream last weekend, and they did. Their goal was $1 million, and they did $1.209 million.
Which is gonna go up because people can donate till the end of the year.
Right.
Yeah, they can. Their cause was like Children's Hospital, Texas Children's
It
Hospital.
was like the Austin's Children's Hospital.
Yes, I
Yeah,
thought
something
like
like
building,
that.
building like whole new wings because of that and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
So-
crazy.
Yeah, it
So-
is.
That like
I know.
it's
I
just
donated
crazy that a
$50 of
YouTube channel and a community can like raise that much money to
Yeah,
literally
Jack was crying at the end of the stream.
that can
Couldn't
literally
believe
he
it.
can literally put new wings on a hospital. Like that just blows my mind.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
Yeah, $50 of that was from Pixel Forest. So
yeah, Zach
Just wanted to-
donated on the.
Every little bit helps.
We don't make that much.
Pixel
Here at Pixel Forest.
Forest saving the
So
day.
I wanted to get that out there, and as our new segment from last week, top gamer tags of the week.
You're gonna do that one.
So I got a couple here. I'm pulling it up right now.
It's gamer tag of the week.
So I'll give out. So once again, I'm gonna do 3 gamer tags, and actually Jake and Corey encountered on one too, so I'll have them say that. But my top 3 gamer tags, I got Wumpus, Bringer of Death,
No, you didn't.
Wumpus?
all spaced out.
He had a comma in it too.
It was Wumpus, space, Bringer, space of space.
How do you
death.
spell Wumpus?
WUMPUS.
That's amazing.
Wumpus,
Wow.
Bringer of Death.
That's pretty. That's
That one
pretty
caught me
awesome.
off. That one was in Rocket League.
That's pretty
They're
awesome.
then-
always in Rocket
They're
League.
always in Rocket League. Rocket League's where all the good gamer tags go.
Yeah.
Let's be. They're Rocket League is the only game where your gamer tag is prominently shown.
yeah.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah.
So
Star
I got
Wars games always have like some Star Wars related.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I ran into like some other.
And Call of
I remember
Duty,
so many
Call,
times
It was
Solos
like
and
Jam
Days.
Solo.
Call of Duty is
or
where you get
Jelly
the real
Solo.
cucky gamer tags, where it's like,
yeah.
Well,
Like
so
XX
speaking
sniper fucking XX.
Yeah.
speaking of Call of Duty, this one's from Call of Duty, Akimbo Hot Dogs,
That's pretty good.
and then
Yo,
this
you
one
guys-
was.
Speaking of,
from,
you saying Akimbo reminded me. You guys remember playing MW2,
yeah, it
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
my
And
favorite
Where you
Call
do
of Duty.
third person tactical.
third person tactical,
Yeah.
and you had the Akimbo revolvers, and you would just run.
Yes.
Yeah. it was like-
And then
Looking
you also
straight up
had
in the
the
sky.
Akimbo 1887s, which
Yeah.
was like
Oh yeah.
biggest fucking bullshit in the history of the world.
He runs like Robert Patrick in Terminator 2.
All right, my third gamer tag of the week is Barry McDicken, which
Barry
that was in
McDicken.
Rocket League.
That was a pretty fun one
That's
too.
pretty good.
That one I think I saw with you, Jake. We saw Barry McDicken.
We
together.
Corey and I were playing this morning and we saw one that caught our eye.
It was just
This guy's gamer tag must have been so heinous that it was blocked on, like it was
well, so like
censored. It was censored on Rocket
yeah,
League.
it wasn't censored by Microsoft because they obviously let them create it. Like
Yeah.
Microsoft wouldn't let you put 4 asterisks as
No.
gamer tag.
No, I don't think
But-
so. At least.
But
But
Rocket League thought it was like not appropriate.
Yeah, because the guy's gamer tag was 4 asterisks, and then the word "dude."
fuck, dude.
Something like
Cuck,
But
dude.
it wasn't. But it wasn't that because Microsoft wouldn't have let him put
What
that.
it was, cuck, dude.
I don't think cuck would be allowed by Microsoft.
I don't know.
butt. Maybe I know the word butt gets
Maybe
censored.
butt. Maybe
butt,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, butt dude.
I don't know. It's really funny
Hey,
though.
here's to you, asterisk dude. You had a good gamer tag.
Yeah.
But no, those are my top gamer tags of the week. If y'all think you got a better gamer tag than the ones you just
Y'all.
said,
All right,
put
question.
it in
Y'all.
the comments.
All right, you guys wanna do the
I'll let
comments
you
now?
know.
Yes,
It's
do comments.
All right, questions.
All right, so I've got them here. So Emily Conrad, thanks for listening. She has a comment.
Thanks.
So
I love you.
Corey mentioned the controversy about LA Noir's launch and how the Rockstar employees were treated poorly and underpaid. Are there any other controversies surrounding the gaming industry that you can recall, besides all the recent sexual harassment stuff, like Naughty Dog, INGN, stuff like that?
Controversies. I can think of one that's gamer related. It's actually how Giant Bomb came to be. Their head editor Jeff Gerstmann was fired from GameSpot because I don't know if you guys heard of GameSpot, like the
Yeah.
website.
Yeah.
He was editor in chief at GameSpot, but GameSpot their what would you call it? Their higher ups were their website as a whole was sponsored by a game called Kane and Lynch 2. Which have you heard of the Kane and Lynch games?
Yeah.
So the Kane and Lynch branding was plastered all over their site, but then he reviewed the game and gave it a terrible review because it's a terrible game.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So they fired him because of it because they're like, hey, this Square Enix.
This is how we make money.
Yeah, Square Enix is giving us money to promote this game, and you're telling people not to buy it.
That
And
game
so
was
they
made by
fired him.
Square Enix.
It was published by Square Enix.
Publish.
So they fired him for it, and that was just like a huge freaking
Fuck
brouhaha.
you to,
Yeah,
like-
it was terrible.
Because he's probably put like a majority of his life into like
He's
working for gaming industry companies and stuff like that. So like for them to just fire him over him doing his job.
yeah,
like,
it was crazy.
I think that's part of like when you get into that journalism aspect, or like people are just your opinion. That's what they're coming to listen to you for, no matter what your platform is. I think your integrity is keeps you going.
but
for a
also
while.
gaming journalism is dead because of YouTube.
Yeah.
And like people, the normal, even hardcore gamers, from hardcore gamers to normal gamers and people who don't even like video games, they're not going to listen. They're not going to search out the editors from GameSpot or Giant Bomb or IGN. They're going to just type it into YouTube and they'll end up watching PewDiePie say, bro, this game's bad. And they'll be like, oh, okay, this game's bad. Like, no one gives a fuck about game reviews as a service.
yeah,
Like, they just want to know
No,
is it
hence-
good or not.
hence why like you're starting to see these huge web. What's the word I'm looking for? Footholds almost like SourceFed
Yeah.
and like these huge companies that like hinged on just writing game reviews to like make their means. You're just watching them go under now
Right.
because nobody's going to their websites and nobody's. It's just easier to go, like you said, go on YouTube, search the game, watch gameplay on it, decide whether or not you want to buy it.
Yeah, that's what everyone does. They're just like, oh, that looks okay, or oh, that looks like shit. And
Yeah.
that's their opinion.
all right. To bring it back, anyone think of any other gaming?
Mostly, I don't know if
Controversies?
you'd really consider this a controversy.
Go ahead.
Mainly, it's like the indie games, like the Kickstarter games. Like usually, if they try to start something up and the
Oh
game
my
usually
God,
like bombs.
yeah.
Like with Mighty Number 9.
Oh my gosh.
Mighty Number 9 was what was the other? What was the one that came out for the PlayStation? No Man's Sky.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Was that
No Man's
that was
Sky.
Kickstarter?
That
was
was more of
Kickstarter.
like a marketing mishap. Where it's like, also, Mighty
No,
Number
that was-
9.
Fuck No Man's Sky. You made me waste $60.
Mighty Number 9 I wouldn't call controversy because from the minute they showed that game, it looked like shit.
The trailer didn't help either. Like what they were commenting.
None of it. That they shot themselves in the foot with that thing. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that was that big a
That's
deal.
what I'm saying. I
It's-
wouldn't know if you consider it a controversy.
Would-
But there was also that there was, I remember a while ago, this guy was making a game called Ant Simulator. Like it was actually, it looked pretty good. Like the concept of it was actually pretty decent.
Oh my god.
But he just never finished it. I forget exactly what happened. I know like some of them.
So he took all the Kickstarter money from it
I think so. Yeah.
and
pretty
just
much.
pocketed it pretty much.
I think so.
That's fucked.
I don't know if he, don't quote me on it. I don't know if he exactly did that. But I know some of them like say, "Oh yeah, well I'll start this game." Like, yeah, I just bought weed and just went to took strippers.
Oh my
Stuff
gosh.
like that.
Well, was
someone
there
did
was
that.
there a controversy surrounding Cliffy B when he left Epic Games?
No, because I feel like that was like a graceful departure.
Yeah, because he kind of was just like, all right, I'm gonna take the Unreal Engine and go try to license it out and sell it. You guys kind of just do whatever.
Right.
And then that's when the collision started. And now he works. I remember he got a job. He got a job with Capcom for a little while,
Yeah.
and then was like, nah, never mind. And then he started his own. Boss Key,
Boss Key.
and came out of Lawbreakers, and it looks like good.
It looks fine.
It looks
Yeah.
okay. It's
He's not
interesting.
giving up on it. So
No, definitely not. All I see is the guy posting stuff about it. I mean, it looks interesting, but
Yeah.
we'll never play it because it'll never come out on consoles.
Other.
I won't play them. I'm not
So-
playing PC.
that actually brings up to one of the questions.
Yeah,
From
go ahead.
Justin Gregory, specifically to Brad. Are you still playing games on your PC?
I am not any new games. I've been doing because of so many games have been coming out on console. I've been playing that more. So right now I'm still playing PUBG with my group of friends on there. We've been talking about playing a couple of games. I want to play the Bigfoot game. I think it'll be good for a
Legend
couple
of
nights.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
What's it called? Finding Bigfoot.
Or Finding Bigfoot.
I
That's
think
it.
we talked about that on a previous.
We
episode.
have.
We have
um,
talked about it a couple times.
How it's only 3-player co-op, which is weird.
Yeah.
It is weird, but and it's funny like how hard it is to kill Bigfoot. Like it's almost like you need a fourth person.
Yeah.
No, but I got some buddies who recently got the game, so now it's been a while. Like we're actually going to legit play Bigfoot, Finding Bigfoot.
Nice.
So, but besides that, I actually have not been playing too much PC. With all these new releases coming out on console.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just one. We were talking about No Rush and Call of Duty. That was kind of a controversy of its own.
Yeah.
That was when
The fact that there was a disclaimer at the beginning of the game that said,
Exactly.
"Hey, you don't have to play this level if you don't want to."
Or it
And-
was like this game contains scenes of graphic violence and
yeah, like discretion advised and stuff. Because of that, that game had a hard time getting released in Australia because of that.
Australia's like
always-
the strictest on.
Yeah,
It's
it had
always
a
Australia
and
censorship.
the game didn't even get released in Russia until like 3 years after its release.
Well, yeah.
yeah.
All right.
All right, next one.
Yeah, go ahead and move on to the next question.
All
What do
right,
you got?
so this is one that we talked about earlier, actually. So I'll just read the whole thing so you understand what's going on. So this is from Kilmar Jenkins. I was at the supermarket yesterday and I saw something strange. A man was picking bananas off of different bundles and putting them in one bag. I'm assuming he just wanted the ripest ones, but don't we all agree to the social contract that bananas should be sold as a bundle? What would the next person who grabs a picked off bundle get shaft? I think I just completely butchered that. Am I wrong in thinking this?
All right,
No.
so,
So who wants to-
for
all right.
those who don't understand what this guy is asking, but he's basically asking if you see someone taking bananas out of like bunches of bananas, just like picking the best banana out of every bunch and putting that in his bag, do you find that wrong or do you agree with that kind of
I'm
thinking?
anxious-
Or do you
I
just
would
go
be-
saying you take the bundle and deal with everything that's in it?
I would be anxious to see the clerk when they cash him out, like how there's
And
a
they're all
bunch of
set.
loose
No,
bananas
'cause-
in his bag.
No, because when you go to get fruit, usually you put in that little weird like super thin condom like bag
Yeah.
that they keep right next to all the fruits. So I don't think the cashier's gonna think anything. And this guy might have just. I mean, so we talked about it earlier when we were getting drinks, and someone said it was an unspoken rule. Was that you, Zach?
Yeah, that was me.
And I think you're right. It is an unspoken rule, but I think about like 50% of those unspoken rules are just like, yeah, you're just thinking about it wrong. Like you could totally do that. No one made a rule about it. No one's made a rule saying you cannot pick off.
That's
good
that's the
bananas.
point of it being unspoken, Brad. Is
Yeah.
you don't talk about
It's
it.
the
What's the
same
best
reason-
part about unspoken rules? They're not real.
It's
Just
this-
go grab the fucking
Brad
bananas.
is
You're
the
like,
asshole that's picking bananas off bunches of
You
bananas.
must have saw me
All
at
right,
the
so if you
supermarket.
take a bundle and you pick one off and take the bundle, that's fine. Personally,
That's fine as according to you.
Yeah.
No, see,
but,
my opinion.
like, say you want 5 bananas, but the bundle has 6. Just take one off.
Take 6 bananas.
Yeah, why would you want that
They're
for the banana?
57
You don't wanna buy
cents
the
a
extra
piece.
banana.
They're 57. You don't go to the fucking hot dog section and rip open a pack
Look,
of hot
now,
dogs because
I
you
would
want one
say,
hot dog.
Now, if they charged you per bundle of bananas per bunch, then that's now you're breaking the law.
The way I feel.
But they charge you the weight. It's the weight of the
The way-
bananas.
the way
I
I-
want 5 pounds.
the
of
way I
bananas.
feel about
Depends on
it
where you go, because sometimes they just charge you on how many bananas.
is
Well, then that's different.
they are picked off the tree in a bundle and put in a box and shipped to the grocery store. That is how they should be bought.
No.
100%.
I agree.
Does
Let
that
me
have
ask you
peanut
this.
butters? Did they pick that off the tree and you
Oh
have to
my
buy?
God.
No.
Let me ask you
It's a
this.
process.
They don't pick peanut butter off a tree, Brad.
So what? It comes
It's a
in one,
processed food.
comes in one jar. What if I want
Say
2
say
jars?
you buy a jar of sauce and you're like 3 aisles down and you're like, shit, I don't need this sauce. I decided I'm gonna make this instead. Do you put the sauce where it doesn't belong or do you bring it back to where you found it?
I
People do that
totally
all
put
the
it where it
time.
doesn't
Okay,
belong.
exactly.
I totally put
See,
it
and
where
I'm
it
the
doesn't belong.
opposite. I'm the opposite.
So you're
I
the
will
one
bring
every
it back.
retailer hates.
Hey man, I work that job. I stock shelves. It's a pain in the ass, I know.
Yeah.
But so is walking 3 hours down where you were to put a jar of sauce back.
That's
Plus, that is what restockers get paid to do is restock product.
That's true.
That's right. I forgot
Like-
you worked at Hannaford. You were a restocker there.
Yeah,
But don't
Like-
you like when you don't have to do shit at work?
yeah.
So
Yeah,
you don't
see.
think they want
Well,
to do it?
but
I still
I'm not in the-
appreciate it when someone would.
All right,
actually
you wanna know
take
what
the
really
time to put
pisses
it
me
back,
off?
Because
Are
they're
the
willing to take it.
you want what really pisses me off are the scumbags that are like fucking drinking a cup of coffee. Oh, and they're like, oh, I'm done with my cup of coffee. Instead of trying to find the garbage and just put it on the shelf.
You don't know how many coffee cups you used to find.
That actually brings you out to something I wanted to talk about last week.
What?
Stupid assholes in Walmart. I hate
Oh,
Walmart.
that's right.
I hate going to Walmart. It's a nightmare every single time.
Yeah, you shouldn't go there, and no one should go
It's
there.
horrible. I was in the aisle
I bought some shirts.
looking at like shampoo.
Fuck you,
I was
Brad,
in the
fuck
aisle
you.
with like the shampoo and stuff, and right at the end of the aisle, there was pregnancy tests. There was this couple standing there looking at pregnancy tests, and I was like, just first of all, just pick one out. They're fucking pregnancy tests. 2, I go like around the aisle and go buy them. They're like standing right in my way, so I passive aggressively just go like clear my throat so they know that somebody's standing right behind them.
That's a dick move.
And then they go and they turn around and they're like, and like they scoff off, and I'm like,
I was scoffed for.
I'm like, are you
for
kidding
not
me?
getting a
here's
pregnancy
the
test?
But then they say, what is there, 1 million people here? I'm like, yeah, it's Walmart. There's always a ton of people in Walmart. What did you expect?
Oh man, I did not hear about this story. You should have punched him in the mouth and be like, "Have fun with your
It's
son."
horrible. It's horrible.
No, you don't say that.
Man, just be.
And you were like,
You were kind of.
You
You
could've-
could. You
no,
could have
but the
said,
thing is-
"Excuse me."
Yeah, I was gonna say you could use the. You could have just said, "Excuse me."
No, because here's the thing. She.
I just had a fumble.
You
with
can't
words.
do me. No, but here's the thing.
he's like, "Bleh."
Here's,
I just couldn't talk.
Go ahead. Go on, Jake. Gather yourself.
Here's the thing.
Please.
they looked like they were pissed off.
Yeah, they're pregnant.
And she was just complaining about people going.
Well,
In
she's
that
pregnant
area.
now, so she's gonna have hormones.
So it's like, maybe if you didn't fuck up and get pregnant.
You should have honestly. You should have been like, "That's a dick move." You should have been like, "Hey, excuse me."
Hey, I didn't do it like. I just went like.
No,
That's the same thing.
It's
No,
the
it's
same
not.
thing.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Only
No.
one's harder
No.
to hear. You
No,
know what's better than that? Hey, excuse me. Can I get around you guys?
no, because
Or
they
just
still.
walk around.
Nah,
Go out of the aisle the other way.
you're that guy. You're the guy that's
I
like.
never said I was that guy. I'm
Dude,
just suggesting.
Although that being said, I'm gonna contradict myself right now. If I go to turn into an aisle and it's like loaded with people, I'm like, oh, and I go to the next aisle and
Yeah.
go down and around because like the last thing I want to do is try to maneuver a grocery cart through a bunch of people.
I think it's different when you have a grocery cart
I had a grocery cart.
at Walmart.
Yeah,
Unfortunate.
I was getting cat litter and I didn't.
It
Feel
is
like,
very convenient.
I didn't
for
feel
you.
like-
It's literally right down the road from you.
I didn't feel like carrying a 30-pound bag of cat litter around Walmart. So
Oh, sorry, I had a big
So
burp.
I agree with you, but you
So
can't.
after all that, bunches of bananas.
yeah. We
do you
somehow-
take them or do you leave them? Do you take them apart or do you leave them?
I take the bunches, but if I see you grabbing the ripe ones, I'm just like, I guess you're better than me. All right, Jake, what do you feel about it?
It's ridiculous. Buy them as a bundle. It's not that big of a deal.
Corey?
You can't criticize people for getting pregnant.
Touche. All right, Zach.
Just buy the bundle.
All right. Do we have any more questions?
One
What we
more.
got?
One more question.
Uno
It's the
mas.
question of the week.
See, I'm pretty sure this guy.
Brought to you by Little Caesars.
Joke of the week. No, pizza.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure this guy asked last week too. I'm gonna butcher your name again. I'm sorry. Yao-Chun Saina.
Nailed it.
Hey,
He's a-
so
he's-
if we're pronouncing your name wrong, can you like put the pronunciation?
Don't
in the
don't do
comments?
that.
No, don't do
Don't
that.
do that.
No, just let us keep fucking it
Yao
up.
Chung.
I'm just gonna apologize for any time I do this.
You think it's Yao Chung is his first name or Chung is his middle name?
Yeah, his
What's
first
the
name's
question?
Yao.
What's the
Let's
question?
go to the question.
Let's go to the
All
question.
right.
I want to get
We're
to
already
know
insulting
Yao.
this man enough as it is.
Then he can comment on this one, and
All right.
we'll get it right. So, all right. So this is a question. So, Toad from Mario, is that mushroom on his head detachable like a hat, or is it part of his head?
What?
And so it says, "I wonder if you could eat it."
Wait,
Is that
so
it?
hold it. Is this
Wait,
the guy
so-
who asked the frame rate question last week?
I think it was.
No, I
I
think- I
have
think
to
it-
look at it again.
That
Yeah,
was
it
a
might be.
huge drop off.
He
That's-
went from like
Man,
scientific,
okay.
like yes, so frame rate or resolution is it? And now he's just like
Because he's
yeah,
playing
set up.
probably because he's playing Odyssey on the Switch. He's like, why
Dude,
does this look like
Toad is
trash?
a bitch.
So-
I fucking
frame
So
rate.
first of all, what if the mushrooms that give Mario his one up and make him grow and shit like that? What if they're like,
decapitated.
yeah, what if they're like decapitated toads, and like you can actually eat the mushrooms because
That's
you know,
weird. You
How
go down,
about-
you get an extra guy.
How about so when you bounce on Toad's head, it's bouncy,
Yeah.
and it does it like if that was just a detachable hat.
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
First off, Toad would look like a fat baby if he took his mushroom head off. But also
in an Aladdin coat.
with a full-grown Mario bouncing on his head, you don't think that thing would fall off after like
So-
the third time?
I believe it was either in one of the comics or the movies, but one of the Toads takes his head off. Takes the mushroom thing off his head.
That's weird.
So I guess
That's not canon. That's not canon.
I don't know.
The
It was
movie's-
probably the movie and it was trash. That's
in
why.
Odyssey, when they wear headphones, they don't put it around their.
No, they put it around the mushroom.
They put it. It's like wearing headphones like this.
No, I mean, Toad's cool to race in like Mario Kart. Besides that, like every other video game
No.
he's been a part of, he's a bitch.
No,
He's like
he's fucking obnoxious in Mario Party 2.
yeah.
He's obnoxious. Like
Or in Base
Yo!
Mario,
Yo!
when you go to his house, he's like, "Here's 3 boxes, and one of them will be something, and 2 of them are nothing. Why don't you try
Wait,
to get
let's
something?"
be real. So Toad's a cuck, right?
Toad's a fucking
Like-
snake.
He's the definition of a cuck.
and anybody who plays as Toad in Mario
He's
Kart
watching
is.
Yoshi.
Do you play as
fuck.
Toad in Mario Kart? Who do you play as in Mario Kart?
I used to play as Toad, and then I switched to Yoshi. But now that I'm old and weird, I usually play as like Peach.
You are old and weird. I always
That
play
is
Peach.
weird, definitely.
I
I'm
play
glad
Peach
you
too,
threw the weird
motherfucker.
in.
No, because Peach is like like a nice medium character.
He's like, woohoo!
And like I used to pick Luigi because I'm like, oh, being the cool guy, I'm not gonna be Mario, I'll be Luigi. But now like a lot of people pick Luigi, so I pick Peach.
100%. Who do you?
I always try to pick a character that people don't pick a lot.
If I can, I'll pick Dry Bones.
Dry Bones?
Yeah. Otherwise, I pick
Peach.
Yoshi.
Peach.
Peach?
Peach,
Peach?
Preacher.
Perch.
I feel,
Jake, what
but
about you?
I always play as
Jake,
Peach.
you're-
Take a wild shot in the dark. And
I was
see
gonna
if you
say
can
I want to
As
guess
to what Mario Kart
Yoshi.
racer you racing?
Yoshi.
get it. No.
Yoshi.
Like, are we talking like old Mario Kart or new Mario Kart?
Any Mario
Oh,
Kart.
he already said
Because
Dry
new Mario
Bones,
Kart
so-
has like a bazillion characters.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick my me character.
We'll go old Mario Kart.
All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna say so. It's not Yoshi.
I'm gonna say Wario.
No,
You look like a Wario.
No, I'm not
You're
a
like
Wario.
a
it's either like
scheming motherfucker.
Luigi or it's like Donkey Kong.
It is Donkey Kong.
Ah,
It is?
Yeah. In the newer ones, it's Diddy Kong.
Mm.
Okay.
But, yeah. Or I'll play as Baby Mario.
All right. Final thoughts.
Yeah, I think we're there. I think we're final thoughts. All right. We did final. Zach started last time, so Jake, you get to start with the final thought. Corey, you get to start with the final thought.
Okay. So I wanted to say this earlier. The noise in Mario Odyssey when you possess something with your hat is the same sound bite as when you stun a ghost in Luigi's Mansion, and it freaks me out.
I think he's right.
It is the same exact sound bite. From
Oh my god.
Oh, which means they're lazy. That's recycling.
16 years later, they're still using the same
Ooh.
soundboard.
Ooh.
Ooh. All right, Zach. Final thought.
Can't wait to play Wolfenstein when I get home and give a review for the next podcast.
Same
Yeah,
here.
there we go. Yeah, Zach's gonna have a 30
I
second
saw
review
like
next
the
time.
opening 10 minutes, and
Yeah.
good God, we're in
I've
for
seen
a
like
ride.
I've seen like the 30 minutes. It's no holding back.
It is rough.
All right, Jake. Final thought.
I cannot wait to get my PlayStation. So then I give another insight into this whole video
Yeah, we're
game
gonna have a
conundrum.
PlayStation correspondent from the field.
All right. My final thought is I really wish I got that phone number from that girl at the
Oh
bar.
my god, shut it down.
All right.
All right, shut
We're
it down. Like us on YouTube,
Like.
Castbox.fm. Like,
And
like,
SoundCloud.
like.
I still post on SoundCloud.
All right, if we still post on SoundCloud, share us. Fuck, man, subscribe.
Help us get to 200.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
200
kind of a
subs.
personal goal we set. We want to get to 200
You could
subscribers.
be the 200th sub.
Should we do a video for 200?
That'll probably be next week,
if we
hopefully.
get to
We should
if,
do a video regardless.
hold it, if we get to 200 subscribers before we post our next episode, Zach and I will do the one chip challenge, and we will record it.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, we'll do the one chip challenge.
Right there, you heard it here first. 200 subscribers before we post the next episode.
So
one chip
like a
challenge
week
coming your
from this
way.
episode.
Yeah, a week from.
Yeah, buddy.
You better have it.
What are you
We
doing?
better have 200 before we get to
I'm disassembling.
Thanksgiving.
I'm done.
All right, that's it. We're done. See you. Goodbye from Pixel Force. Happy Thanksgiving, pilgrims.
Have a happy
See ya.
holiday.
Peace.